Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for coming back for yet another video. Very brief intro today. I got a backpack Ryobi blower from a buddy of mine a few weeks ago. Let it sit. He didn't have a ton of info on it other than it just stopped running. So it should be a pretty straightforward fix. It's just a regular residential Ryobi backpack blower, nothing crazy. Hopefully it doesn't need a ton to fix, but without further ado, let's just hop right into it. So here it is, it's Ryobi BR42. 185. I don't know if 42 is cc's in the engine. That seems like it's a little low. Might be. So I'm not sure, but you know, just regular residential backpack blower. Presumed to have fuel in the, or bad fuel in the carburetor, just sat for a while. You know, it happens, very common. Oh my gosh, that's like felt. See that? It's like felt, and that's like, I'm assuming some kind of like heat. You'd think that'd be more susceptible to heat. So it says set the throttle lever, push the primer bulb 10 times, set this thing to A, which would be choke, pull until engine attempts to start 5 times max, and then you take the choke off, pull the engine till it starts 6 times max, wait 20 seconds, and then operate. 50 to 1, pretty normal. 40 to 1, 51 doesn't really matter. There's a spark plug. Yeah, let me get you set up on the tripod and we'll tear into it. I'll pull that spark plug out first. Oh, it doesn't look too bad. Not sure if it has spark or not. I'm assuming it does, but let's get a little bit of gas down there. We'll pull it over and we'll see what happens. Based on what Jeff told me, I think it's a fuel issue. I don't think there was any reason to believe it lost spark or had some kind of a compression issue or whatever. Let's pull it over and just see if it starts. Okay, we'll try with a choke first. Watch yourself. Good by me. The air filter looks pretty good. Soaked in fuel at the bottom. I think that was, yeah, no big deal. These fuel lines usually are like one of the first few things to go. These actually don't look that bad. It's a nice Walpro carb. It's got those single D high speed, low speed adjustments instead of just a flathead screwdriver or whatever. And they put this thing around them to protect them so that way people can't be going in there or whatever. People cut these off all the time so they can, mess with the fuel mixtures. I think I actually have, you can see that, see how it's like a D, right? It's got that one flat side. I think this will fit that. Sure enough, it will. Cool. And I mean, they sell these, so it's like, why do they put those on there, right? Because you can just buy this and it's like $2 on Amazon, and then you can go and adjust it. But anyways, let's get this taken apart. There's probably just some old cruddy fuel in there, and that's what's causing it not to run. Yeah, normally this just pops right off without much issue, and this one is giving us a lot of attitude. This fuel pump diaphragm is supposed to be, it's supposed to pop up and down. This one is just completely, there you go. You can kind of hear it. It's just completely petrified. I think it's just kind of frozen stuck. So that will need to be replaced. There's a little screw right at the tip of the screwdriver. This holds this needle and seat in, and there's a spring in there. And that was giving me some attitude. Careful if you ever take one of these needles out, there's a spring right there, and that can go flying, and that will wreck your day if you lose that. Just cruddy gas. It smells not very good. This gasket seems to be doing okay, or I should say better. I'm not going to get any of this sprayed out or cleaned out or anything like that. I'm going to go look up whatever numbers I can on this WT1086624. So I'm going to go look up this carb kit. Obviously we'll need one. I don't know what all comes with it. Really the only thing we need is this fuel pump diaphragm. Everything else seems to be okay. Fuel lines seem to be okay. The primer bulb, there's no cracks or anything like that. Air filters, just a little bit gas soaked, but other than that, I mean, it seems okay. That's as far as I can go right now. I'm gonna go look to see what I can find as far as a carb kit, and then we'll get this one put back together, and it should just fire right up. All right, so it's the next day. Believe it or not, this little rebuild kit I found on Amazon. It was 1 day. I don't know how they do that. I didn't get like a fuel filter or anything like that. I probably should have. This fuel pump diaphragm, that was really the only one I needed. This one looks fine. Came with like a needle and seat and all that good stuff. So here's our winner right there. So that one's in much better shape. What's the other one we need? And we need this one too. Because I like OEM, I'm gonna keep as many of the parts as I can. If I didn't already mention this, this was $6 and some change. It was like $7. Just this one from Walbro was like $10 or something like that. So figured, you know, a couple bucks less, and we get a couple extra parts if needed. So for now, I'm only gonna use those, and I'm just gonna put everything back. You know, keep these as backup parts just in case. So anyways, now that I got that, I don't think I cleaned this yesterday. I didn't spray out any of the jets or the ports or anything like that. So I am gonna do that now. Okay, pretty sure that is all that we need to do. So now that we got that, the next thing is I want to get that fuel drained out of the gas tank. It didn't smell very good. There's not that much of it. There's probably only, I don't know, maybe 8 to 10 ounces. So I want to get that out of there, and then we'll have that clean, this clean, everything should be good going back together, hopefully. In hindsight, I probably shouldn't have done that, because now I gotta pull it back through. I wanted to take a look at the fuel filter. Let me try to fish this out. Oh, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. All right. So that's the fuel filter. It actually looks fantastic. Let me get that line out. Need needle nose. I think this whole fuel line just needs to go. I think I have enough. So I think I actually have an old fuel filter. That'll be plenty, whatever that is. You know what? I should have did this first. All right, now we can put this on. The other one's just like a vent tube or a, you know, return tube. Really don't think that one matters as much if we change it, so I'm gonna leave that one. Only other thing is this gas cap. You know, the little thing that stops it fell in there. I really don't care. It's just to kind of keep the gas cap hanging here so that way you don't lose it. But you know what? I really don't care about that. Okay, before I go any further, I want to make sure I have this all connected the right way. Choke seems to work. Throttle seems to work. Let's see if I can get some fuel sucked up through that primer bulb. All right, let's get the garage door opened up and let's see if this thing will fire. Air cover on. If and when you do adjust the fuel air mixture, you want to obviously make sure, you know, if there's an air filter, you want that on, or, you know, like if it's a string trimmer, like the load, right? So make sure the string's all the way out when you adjust it. Okay, I'm actually gonna take this off. There's 2 holes for that throttle lever, and I think I have it in the wrong hole. So let's hope that's the case. Oh my goodness, oh, that's not good. Mayday. Hey, I'm just gonna, for now, just gonna tuck that. It could be that I'm looking at the wrong thing, and what's actually happening is this fuel line is not like, you know, it's letting air in, so it's getting too much air. Could be a possibility. I am gonna carry forward with my original theory. That's a different hole. If for some reason it runs worse or it doesn't run, we can move to the fuel line issue. And I had it in the right hole, so now it won't even pull. All right, let's try this again. I think I might have had those on backwards, meaning I was pushing water back through the filter. I'm sorry, not water, fuel back through the filter instead of sucking it up through the filter. So, you know, either we have a limited supply of fuel that we're pulling from in the carb, which is the way I had it set up, or you're pulling from, you know, a endless, not endless, but, you know, a more abundant supply, which is why it was running out. I think that's what happened, sorry. So now we are pulling it more from here. Okay, cool. So let's try that. See what happens. Oh yeah. So I just had those fuel lines mixed up. Now I gotta adjust it. Before I do that, I am gonna put all this stuff back on. High speed first, then low speed. right, guys, that's gonna do it. Pretty straightforward. Luckily, I've used it. I'm filming this intro a few weeks after the video was made. I've used it probably 4 or 5 times now. I actually didn't have a blower, so this works out well. I am going to keep this for myself. It works well. I like it, and works as it should. I guess it pulls all the grass back out into the grass. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Chris X Outdoors. Drop a line there, say hello. I'd love to hear what everybody that is watching these videos is working on. Once again, thank you guys for joining, and I will see you in the next one.